The fort precinct of Bombay is so called because there used to be an actual fort here. The fort was built to defend Bombay from the attacks of Portuguese, French, the Siddhis and the Marathas. The fort walls were built in 1716 and Charles Boone was the governor of Bombay during that time, and he felt that he should strengthen the fort even further. So they built a moat around this fort. The fort was demolished in 1860s in order to expand the city even further, though a single bastion from the fort still stands today in the form of Fort George right behind me. There used to be 3 gates to the fort through which you can enter in, and they would only stay open during the day. Now if you had to enter the fort after dark, you would have to crouch through tiny doorways, and there a sentry would be standing asking you a question, who comes there, to which your answer should be, friend, if you want to be allowed in. We are at the CST bus stop, and exactly at this spot where the bus stop stands today used to be the bazaar gate of the fort. It was so called because there used to be a market here. But apart from this market, there also used to be a popular spot for public execution called Hasi Talao, and Victoria Terminus stands exactly at that spot. Now, it's been over 150 years since the bazaar gate has been demolished, but people still refer to many places around here as Bazaar Gate. There's a Bazaar Gate street that leads up to this spot. There's a Bazaar Gate school and a Bazaar Gate clock tower at the end of that street. Now, the names have changed and so has the geography, but fort area has remained as one of the most important places in Bombay. We are at Flora Fountain, which is currently been restored, and Flora Fountain stands exactly in the spot where Churchgate stood. Yes, the station took its name from one of the gates of the fort, and it was so called because if you entered through this gate, you would head straight to St. Thomas Cathedral, which is the first ever Anglican church in Bombay. From Churchgate, now we are next to yet another old church in Bombay, the St. Andrew's Church. And behind these walls are the Naval Dockyards. We are at the spot of the third and final gate, the Apollo Gate. The people entered through this gate if they came from ships, because close to these gates were the Apollo Bandar, where today stands the Gateway of India. The Gateway of India, certainly not a part of the original fort. This structure was built here to commemorate the landing of King George V and Queen in 1911. King George had come here for Delhi Darbar, that is shifting of capital from Calcutta to New Delhi. Contrary to the popular belief, King George never walked through that gateway. Instead, a gateway made from plaster of Paris was built there to welcome the king. The gateway was built here to greet the British who would arrive, but it was only properly used when the last of the British battalion made their exit from here in 1948.